savings, improved customer service, improved order fulfillment, increased revenue. It's really a win-win scenario. So we're very excited to partner with these guys and excited for you out there that take advantage of this pilot program to see the results and measure the net financial benefits for yourself and see for yourself exactly how it works. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Supply Chain Innovators. I'm very excited to be joined today by Dwayne Warden, who is an expert in the field of industrial supply distribution. And he has been with O-Ring Sales and Service for the last 11 and a half years. We're going to be talking about some things in the distribution arena today. How are you doing today, Dwayne?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing really well, thank you. You know, it's fall, temperatures are plummeting, but it's a nice. I love this time of year. I love the fall time of year. It's really nice.
Yep. Got the good weather, football.
Good weather, football. I mean, you can go outside and not sweat to death, so that's always a good
Yep.
thing, right?
Yep.
And you're there in Kansas. I'm in Oklahoma, so we're not that far apart. Uh,
Yep.
so, but it's a fun time of year for a lot of reasons. But you know, I want to go back a little ways. So, to give our audience a little background about you, who are you surrounded with, and what inspired you to go into this field of industrial supply distribution?
Well, yeah, I've been working with O-Ring for 11 and a half years. Andrew Johnson was a buddy of mine in college. So we'd hung out quite a bit from, during those formative college years. And I was actually running golf courses at the time. Had just gotten off of about a 14-hour shift, and he called me while I was eating dinner with my wife, and asked me if I was ready to quit running golf courses and come work for him. And I was more than willing to jump on board with that. I knew nothing about industrial distribution or anything that he did. I knew the name of his company was O-Ring Sales and Service, but I didn't know anything about O-Rings. But yeah, it started working for him back then. Since then, we've added a few other college buddies to the crew to help us grow and keep things on the rails here. So it's a pretty fun gig for a small family-owned company. It's Andrew, his dad, and his three brother-in-laws that run the place, and I think we've got about 25 employees total.
That's awesome. That reminds me of a story of my experience. I have a good friend that I met in high school. We ended up going to college together. We were college roommates. I ended up working with that technology company for 16 years of my career. And it was kind of a
Yep.
similar thing. Actually, I was in college. He said, "Hey, we've got this project doing a ton of data entry on these big stacks of driver logs." It's like, what's a driver log? I have no idea what a driver log is. But I ended up doing thousands and thousands of them part time, and then I ended up working with that company and they were acquired twice.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a similar situation. College buddy, went to work together and it ended up being 16 years. It was before you know it, it's like, whoa, where did that time go? But
Yep.
that's
I'm
cool.
a I'm a firm believer that one of the most valuable things you get out of college is the networking that you create. Um, I mean, it worked out for me. I thought this before it happened, but I just feel like you meet so many people, and you never know what opportunities those relationships could lead to. So take those years,
Absolutely.
take advantage of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that. I keep in touch with a lot of my college buddies, and some of them we've worked together on projects. I've got some that have done things with me like projects. I've done stuff where I've bought their solutions. It's been really good, honestly. So,
Yep.
within recent years, what would you say are some of the key trends that you see out there within the distribution arena?
Well, some of the trends that I see that are not necessarily great, but they happen. The mergers and acquisitions. A lot of our direct competitors are still technically direct competitors, but they're direct competitors for a large group, that in some ways is more competitive and in others is not. So I don't know that it's necessarily good or bad for us when they get acquired, but we see it a lot. It seems like every few months, one of the other mom and pop shops is no longer run by Bill and his wife. It's now owned by one of the giants in the industry. So um, yeah, that's definitely a trend that we see quite a bit. And another one that we see that I don't necessarily think is great. We've gained a lot of business from this one, so it's good for us, but I don't know that it's good from a business perspective for the competitor. Is the offshoring of their customer service.
Oh yeah,
Um, it
right.
just leads to, I mean, I've got a lot of customers that, I mean, the language barrier is a little frustrating to them, but more than anything, it's just the delay in response time. Um, when you, a lot of times dealing with us, someone will email us and we have an answer back to them minutes or hours later, where
Right.
these offshore customer service companies, I mean, it's day at a minimum before you hear back. And I know it's led to a lot of frustration with a lot of our customers and led to some new business for us. So good for us. Definitely a trend in the industry. I don't know that it's a great one for those other companies, but that's what they're doing.
Well, you know what? As a buyer, I am very frustrated by that.
Hmm.
I have platforms that I use, and like you said, sometimes 24 to 48 hours.
Yep.
I'm in the middle of working on a project, and I have a chat bot that I spend 20 minutes with, and I'm doing things to get escalated to a human,
Yep.
and then it's like, oh, you now have a ticket, and then we'll
Yep.
get back with you, and it's like, oh my goodness. And then I
Yeah.
have to adjust my entire calendar, right? I had this
Yep.
2 or 3 hours set aside to. Oh, don't even get me started. I'll
Yep.
spend 30 minutes on that one. But it is frustrating from the consumer perspective on
Yeah,
things, how that's
absolutely.
happened, man. Um, in terms of the market and what you're seeing out there, what would you say are two or three of the key challenges facing companies right now?
Well, I think the elephant in the room is the tariffs.
Right.
For companies like us, at least, we do a fair amount of sourcing here in the States domestically, and we also do a decent amount of import sourcing. So keeping all of that data and information straight is complicated to say the least, especially
Right.
with a company our size. Like I said, we have 25-ish employees. So you just add this entirely new segment of work that just has to get divvied up over the people that are already here.
Hmm.
So not impossible. It's just challenging. We're working our way through it. Um, but yeah, that's definitely one of the probably the biggest challenge to us at this time.
Right.
Uh, Another one is just the shrinking world that we live in. It just makes it that much easier for our customers to find sources and cut us as a distributor out of the middle. And then just trying to figure out ways to keep ourselves relevant, which I think we've done a pretty good job of. Um, but it's definitely one of the challenges that we face on a day-to-day
Right.
basis. We do lose parts from time to time to that, but we also gain parts through some of the other issues that I was talking about with some of our competitors. So
Right.
you win some, you lose some, I guess is the saying, right? So.
Absolutely. Yeah. On the flip side of that, what are two or three keys to success in overcoming some of those challenges?
Well, so on the tariff side, I think that one of the keys that we've found to success is just being upfront and honest with our customers about hiccups and delays and just information. Um, and just relaying some of the challenges that we're seeing. I think that does help. Just conveying to them we're not, you know, we're all trying to figure this out together.
Right.
We'll work together. We'll all make it through it. Let's be as open and honest as we can. I think that's a key to doing business. In today's world, there's a lot of companies that aren't. So when your customer sees that, I feel like they do value that. Um, I know some of my customers routinely tell me thank you for information, even if it's bad. So um, yeah, I think that's definitely helpful. Um, and then as far as the keeping ourselves relevant, we've just had to find some key differentiators that we can apply to our business structure. Um, in our industry, we sell O-rings and hydraulic seals. We've got a test bench, which is kind of rare for a company our size and a distributor at that to have that we can rent out to our customers and run their specific tests, get them the data that they need to determine if a product's going to be viable or not. But I think the biggest differentiator that we have is the Shelfware platform that we use. It has tons of efficiencies. and it's gained us a ton of business and helped us retain a ton of business. So I would say those are probably our two biggest differentiators that we use.
Absolutely. We love working with Shelfware and the efficiencies that are gained and the things that are really improvements from the client side, right?
Hmm.
There's a lot of improvements for the client, and we love being able to work with them on that aspect of it. And speaking of which, so can you tell us a little background about your work with Shelfware and some of the benefits that you have seen?
Yeah, so some may or may not know this, but Shelfware actually originated in O-ring sales conference room. We had a guy in a truck that drove to a couple customers every week doing the traditional inefficient VMI system. And we just sitting around trying to figure out the best way to come up with something better. Um,
Right.
and after a lot of meetings with different ownership groups here, um, they came up with Shelfware and using this RFID VMI software that's been created from the ground up um, through originally with O-ring. Now Shelfware has split itself off into a completely separate entity and it's
Right.
growing and thriving. I think the separation was a good thing just to instill confidence in certain clients. Um, so yeah, they do great things. It's helped us. I've got three of my top five customers on Shelfaware. My top customer actually called us because they found Shelfaware. They Googled what was it? Smart VMI, I think, on Google. Found Shelfaware, gave us a call out of the blue. It's now my largest customer. It's led to other opportunities within their parent group, which is a rather large company. So it's gained us business. It's helped us retain business. The efficiencies that we see with just the information and the organization of the information, the transparency of information to the customer, they value that greatly. I think I think we've got eight customers on it total here at O-Ring Sales, three of which are mine. Like I said, my largest customer, they are on the East Coast. We're located right in the middle of the country. There's not
Right.
another VMI software that I know of that you could do that with. We've now had that business for over 6 years. We've maintained that business their entire seal spend um, longer than any other company has ever had that seal business. So it's amazing. There's no way that I could do all of this work without a couple of helpers if I didn't have Shelfware. Um, so it's definitely made us more efficient. It's also led to a lot of new opportunities at those customers. Um, Sometimes they'll come to us with something that's maybe fringe of what we sell, and so we'll look into it and see if it's something we can supply. Sometimes it's something that we have no business selling. So at that point, we kind of look into like another partner that might handle that type of product that maybe could go on the Shelfware system. Then they can use one system uh, for multiple vendors. And that way we can all stay in our lane and be experts in what we're experts at.
Right.
Um, so it's led to a lot of opportunity for not just us, but some I don't know similar companies that sell different product types that we've partnered with a little bit, and we kind of do the whole back and forth game. Scratch their back, they scratch ours.
Right.
So it's worked out well for everyone involved.
Absolutely. I've had a ton of partners over the years, and it's amazing what you can do when you partner. You
Hmm.
know, it
A lot
really
of open
is.
doors.
Yes, it opens a ton of doors that would have never opened before.
Yeah.
I've seen it in my life many times, and yeah, I think partnering is a great way to grow, actually grow revenue. Um, well, that's awesome. It's a great story. And what are the best ways for people to connect with you, Dwayne?
Well, I've as far as directly connect with me, I've got it. My email is Dwayne Dwayne at oringsales.com for any like O-ring related topics. If anyone's looking for something like that, they can call me directly at our phone line here. It's 913-310-0001. I've also got a LinkedIn profile, just Dwayne Warden, DWayne Warden. Those would probably be the best ways.
Excellent. Absolutely. Well, we'll be out there promoting you in this video as well. But this last question I ask of all my guests, it's more of a high level kind of philosophical kind of a question. What would you say as a final word of advice for our friends out there listening or watching today?
Well, I thought about this one for a little bit, and I think I've got to go back to I've got a sticky note on my computer. I've had it here for years. It's got a quote. I don't know whose quote it is. I've never looked it up. I heard it one day. I wrote it down because it like spoke to me. Um, it's you can dislike the behavior, but don't devalue the person.
Right.
And like it speaks to me because there's been a lot of times when someone's done something that's upset me, whether that be business or personal. And I mean, I've done the same thing to other people. I've done a lot of things to make other people mad, whether it's business or personal. And I don't know, just tell it makes me remember to just not hold things against people. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Let's have a little grace with each other and not hold each other down because of it.
Right.
So
I think
just love
that
that quote.
uh, that follows the golden rule, right? Treat
Yep.
others as you would like to be treated.
Yep.
All of us mess up. I mess up on a weekly basis. So,
Absolutely.
but, just don't take it out on people, basically.
Yep.
I think that's a great, honestly, advice. Just adding on to that, it will help you not burn bridges.
Yeah.
And you'll have these relationships for many, many years if you don't burn bridges. So I think
Yep.
that's some great advice. Absolutely. Great advice.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks again for coming on, Dwayne. I really enjoyed talking with you both offline and recording with you as well. So thanks for taking time and coming on the episode.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching or listening, everybody. And we will see you again on the next one. Take care.